CDBG grant bank account. You want to explain that one to us, please?
So this one and the next bank account are ones that we had open for grant purposes only. They've not been used in years. They are just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. So Jennifer's asking for approval to close them.
And there's no money in it?
No.
Okay.
Got a motion, yes.
Second.
Do that for a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Again? Approval of closing USDA grant bank account. Same thing?
Same thing.
Do I have a motion? Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Again?
That's big news.
Okay, we got the electric department. Truck transmission bid. I can explain, Andy, what truck is this?
It's a material handler truck. It's a hot oil truck. Matt essentially uses it now. Transmission's going out in it. And it's been going out for quite a while. And I got in it the other day to move it, and it was not wanting to go, clanking. I got in the front. Said, yeah, I can change it. So.
And you got two bids in this, I see.
Ron had got to do this for it.
Yes, first go ahead.
This is just for the transmission for the car, and we're going to install
As far as I know, yes.
So it looks like this one is from Jasper Engines and Transmissions for $6,462. Looks like there might be a delivery fee.
Well,
Cost $6,000 core. Is that a core fee for transmission? I don't know about transmission. Sorry. Okay, a skid fee of $150. There will be no tax because we'll be exempt. And then there is also a possibility of a warranty for $242. And then the Taylor Chrysler says their quote is $8,584, and that's with everything.
which
That's
one
with
do
the
you
core
have?
included.
Jasper with the warranty, for sure. One warranty.
If I understand this correctly, if we send the old transmission back, we'll get that $3,000 back, right?
The core fee, yeah. I don't know what I didn't get to see it, so, whatever, I just got what was on it. I'm not sure how much the core fee is for it.
It says down here, full credit, as long as it's returned on the skid that it shipped out.
Whatever the core fee is, we'll get back for the old transmission back.
I'll make a motion that we go with Jasper
I second.
Are you doing with the warranty for
with
sure?
the warranty.
Yes.
Got first and second ask? Come on, roll call, just, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
And then, can I add one more thing? I don't know if I can. Can I have permission to go look bids for a dump trailer? It's in the budget, I got it revised. Last time the budget revision was around. It's in the budget, it's just, I need permission to go see bids for a dump trailer.
If it's in the budget, I think that I can make a motion for that.
Your motion to do that? Got a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Anything else, Andy?
Andy, would you like to talk about the idea you had about how the city could save some money?
Oh, what are,
At the
committee
last-
meeting?
Yeah, but we were gonna do it last meeting, but you were sick.
Yeah, that's fine. Way the state's in our ordinance for commercial and industrial upgrades, it helps the superintendent, if it is, to make sense for the city to do it. We have superintendent, so we need to kind of change to either me or you guys to make this, I can come to you, say if a business wants to upgrade. And if it doesn't make sense for the city, either I present it to you guys how it doesn't make sense, or let me make a call saying it doesn't make sense. Right now in the ordinance, it says the superintendent made that call, and not the lucky supervisor. So I'm looking for kind of a little bit of a policy change for that.
So how that saves money.
Oh, Okay, say if they want to upgrade, and let's say it doesn't make sense for the city as far as financial, it won't pay back the material ever, or it takes 15 years, 20 years for it to pay back. Instead, you can make the company pay for the material if they want to upgrade that back, if it doesn't make sense for the city. Now, if it does make sense for the city, or it's within that, whatever time frame you guys want to do, 3 years, 5 years, it pays back the material, and the city starts seeing the profit, then that should make sense what we should do.
So how do we determine whether or not, let's say I own a business and I want this upgrade, how do you determine whether or not that's a necessity for my business? And if you don't think it makes sense for the city to do that, then I say, well, I'm gonna have to tell them because I have to have this.
They're supposed to present basically a load chart on how much electric they're going to use. They're supposed to present a paper saying how much electric they're going to use for a monthly period or a year.
And is that policy?
That is policy, yeah. That's already policy. But right now, the policy says for superintendent, I can't do nothing. Policy says.
So by superintendent, we're talking about, so
Public
public works director, I think most of the public works director. didn't
That's
have
another
that
story,
word.
I'm not here for that. I'm just looking for, because we've been bid public for times, where we had to upgrade.
Yeah,
We couldn't make them pay for it.
you had one that you were talking about that cost a lot of money recently.
Yeah, I didn't want to say business names, but recently we spent about $55,000 on a transformer and material, and they wound up almost slowed down for all.
And you see no,
I don't see any payback for that for a very long time, unless they pick back up. And that's you're gonna have some risk like that anyway. Just sometimes you're not gonna foresee everything. I know other cities, they do the same way, where they say, you know, if it doesn't make sense for us, then we'll let the consumer, if you want to upgrade, then you can.
So are you looking for a decision, or like you want to present something for them
Either
to
or.
see to vote on? Because like right now, I don't know that we would know what
Because
we're.
right now, it's, the superintendent makes a decision if it makes sense for the city, then he presents it to you guys. So basically buying material.
Since we don't have a superintendent, what happens right now?
I'm sorry.
Since we do not have a superintendent, what happens right now?
They want.
They just do what they want.
From what I understand is that,
This is all new to me, and I have no idea, cannot address
this
this.
is what I read on the internet, we're on the policies are on the internet, so.
I think that the mayor could request that you put something in writing about what's going on and present it next month, so that we can address it in that manner. Because I just don't know off the top of my head what that ordinance looks like. I'm not questioning what you're saying, but I don't want to just go off the top of my head.
Yeah, let's just table this, and get together a cop, and get a good idea of what we wanna do. I'll get with you.
Can I get with that?
Please.
All right? Yeah, that works for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have a treatment plant, I think it's calibration, basket, blower, mower, I didn't understand it, and did rotor grease box bid. David, you wanna explain this to me?
Yeah, so in our permit with DNR, we have to meet certain dissolved oxygen limits in our discharge to the grid. And right now, one of my blower motors in the aeration basin is junk. I didn't use it for like last month, I just relied on the other one. So if anything happened in that last month, I wouldn't have had any aeration, wouldn't have been able to meet our limits. So I'm just asking to go out and buy this new motor and get it replaced. There's $55,000 in the budget that we built in for capital improvement funds. $50,000 of that specifically is named for a rotor replacement, a possible rotor replacement. Jennifer said with you guys' approval, we can rename that or move money, or I don't understand that part of it. She said we could buy this stuff out of that. So the money's in there for a capital improvement anyway. It's kind of set aside. So I'm just asking to get a new pump put on and that is $3,036. Just to get the pump here, and then the guy comes down and installs it in the lines and does all the electrical work.
Do we have motion for this?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the 55,000 was designated for one thing, the,
50,000 was designated for a full rotor replacement.
and then the end, but you have 55,000 budgeted.
Right.
This is gonna cost 3,000, is that right? So you're
Yes.
still within that.
Yeah, this blower though is not part of that, it's not actually part of the rotor. It's a
Okay.
completely different section of the plant, but Jennifer said we could reallocate her.
I just wanted to make sure that you weren't giving up something that you budgeted for.
We put that, Steve builds that in every year, like 50,000, just in case the rotors go out or something major happens with them, that money's there every year. So he just builds that in. I actually don't think we've used any of it for as long as I can remember. It's just there every year.
Would you make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second if you did. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again? All right, anything else?
And on the gear reducer, the gearbox, it's actually part of the rotor. It's what drives the rotor. So there's no fund allocation, like there should be anything in there, that should just happen. But they're wanting $9,349 for it, and that is, they said it's gonna take 2 guys all day long to come down and fix this. So this ain't something I can just do
That
myself.
in the budget?
Yeah, that's part of it, we can include that in that 55,000 that's sitting there every year. So, I mean, the money's there, Jennifer was okay with it as long as you guys said it was all good.
Do they have any idea what that labor is going to be?
Yeah.
I believe it's like, when they come down and do our UV system and stuff, it's like 115 an hour, I think, but it's 2 guys all day, so of course this 9,300 doesn't include that, but
About a grand in labor.
probably another grand in labor, so you're looking at 10,300 or so by the time they get everything get put in.
So you need,
Do what?
you do need it?
Yeah, I mean, right now, we've been limping it along for about 8 years, and putting oil in it, and as it leaks out, there's just a pit full of oil laying down there, and it could go out any time, it might last another 8 years, I don't know. But I don't like to take chances, and, because if this drive goes down while I'm using that rotor, I lose all the oxygen, and I lose all my boats, so I don't want that. And that's a whole different problem on top of that, so it's just better, like I said, I'd rather have it right now and get it done, because I don't want to take chances with this kind of stuff.
Would they take the old one, you trade it in, what happens to the old one?
It goes to scrap yard for a million,
Goes to the-
throws away. No core replacement on the transmission.
I'd make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again? Moving on to status of EOC contract.
Thank you, Mayor. I met with David Smith yesterday morning in his capacity as the county counselor, not in his capacity as the prosecuting attorney. We again went over the terms of the agreement between Crawford County as the landlord and the city of Cuba as the tenant in that building. There had been communication last week between the coroner, who was in the building, and Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith was not able to get a proposed contract on the commission's Tuesday morning meeting this morning, because they published on Thursday or Friday of last week. But Mr. Smith believes he can put the contract on next Tuesday's meeting, or the very latest, the following Tuesday meeting of the county commissioners. Mr. Smith assures me that the county commissioners have no reason to fight this, it makes sense. I told them that we wanted to do it, we just wanted to be tenants who knew what our relationship with the county would be. So, because the landlord is the one that drives that document, and we have to get permission from the commission before we can accept it, I don't believe we will have a contract which we can accept until the December meeting. But Mr. Smith indicated to me that he'd already talked to some of the commissioners, and it was not going to be a controversial thing, it's a matter of putting the paperwork together. He did not give me 10 new terms, he probably gave me 8 new terms that they wanted, all of which were agreed upon. For instance, the access outside in for our van was different than the other people. They had some issues with securities and telephones, and I didn't really seem to me that it was an issue that we would ever have a problem with from our end as the tenant. And I said to David Smith, please just put it together and get your people to sign off, and then I'll present it, and we'll get it going.
Do you think probably about January, though?
Well, I'm hoping it will be started on January 1st. That's my goal, that was his goal.
Okay.
No later than that, because we just don't know what's gonna happen next. But there was no friction in the conversation, because we're just trying to get the paperwork together.
Thank you.
The terms that we have discussed were the terms that are being discussed on the other side, in terms of a maximum utility payment, a 5-year term, another 5-year. It was everything we talked about, plus some things that had to do that were unique to the relationship between the coroner's office and our tenants in that building.
Right.
I believe it'll be a 15-year commitment, which should put some stability in that whole side of things for quite a while.
All right, thank you. All right, now the update here. Park and Recreation Committee recommendation. Anybody have any?
I've got one.
Okay.
They would like, I'm looking for a motion to approve purchasing 5 basketball nets and to do some striping on 3 basketball courts. This is 1 basketball court at Patty Joe's, it's gonna be 2 nets, a little bit of striping, and then the larger court at Tangle Creek, it's gonna be 2 nets and some striping, and then that small court at Tangle Creek, we're just gonna do a little striping, and then.
Is that ours?
We're still playing on
Huh?
it. We're still playing on it.
They are.
There's a basketball over here.
The gold part is ours.
I know a lot.
We have that money available.
Yeah, well, it'll be all done in-house, so they've got to pay a budget, yes.
Do we have a motion?
That's my motion.
Do we have a second?
Action.
All in favor? Again?
That's all I got for now. Well, I shouldn't say that. Hartford is very ambitious. They've had lots of discussion about their playground equipment that's coming this spring. So we do need to put our heads together where that piece of playground equipment is going to land. So, I'll look for any input from this council on how to do that.
Yeah, apart from this guy with Gary, guy, run the water sewer line or something there. Okay. Is it?
Are you talking about the actual location or?
The location of the piece of playground equipment. And so when it shows up, we know where it's going to go.
All right. Police chief report. How about me?
I don't really have anything for the police department to speak about, as far as nuisance, nuisance. I don't think that we have anything to report at this time for nuisance. Of course, our animal control officer is getting along really well, so something to start thinking about is if we're going to have him start doing nuisance ordinances. It's not nothing I want a decision on now. He's not quite ready to take on the role of learning that yet. He's got the animal control take care of, but something to think about whether we're going to have him do that or not. Which brings me to my next point of the 2 vehicles that we do have that we retired from the beginning of the year. We've got 2 new ones. Ron does have them fixed. I know there was talk of using one for an airport, and I know there was talk of using one for the nuisance officer once he's done with animal control, or whoever it is can use a vehicle for nuisance. Do we, something to think about, not a decision to make right now, is whether or not we're going to be using those, and how do we go ahead and get them sold? So, something to think about, yeah.
Do you want a motion?
No, I don't need a motion, I mean, just think about it, so that my motion can be,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just now telling you about it, so you
Yeah.
guys have time to think about it, and how the council wants to handle the idea of what are we going to use these cars or not? If we're not, we need to sell them. So something to think about. This next council meeting, maybe we can have an idea what we think about it.
Every police made my recommendation, you need a car, you don't need a car, or what you think?
Well, those vehicles aren't patrol vehicles, it'd be a matter of, what are we doing for nuisance, who's gonna be our nuisance officer? Are we, you know,
Yeah, all right.
it all comes down to
Let's
that part of it. Yeah, so, other than that, I don't have anything.
Just, were those cars, when we were doing the budgeting process, were those considered that time from a budgetary standpoint that we would be selling them back, or do you know?
Well, yes, at the time of the budget, when we retired them from law enforcement, they can still be drove around, I mean, so we can sell them if we want to, but the idea was to sell them. But I also know that instead of
Yeah.
buying vehicles, we already have them.
I get that, I'm just trying to determine whether or not it's going to leave a deficit in revenue, anticipated revenue, so to speak. If we budgeted assuming we're going to get rid of them, then how?
Yeah, that is another question on those.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I have nothing.
I have one thing for you. 2 Hour Apartment by Robert Judson. On their side, since we got
Are
it.
you speaking on behalf of Robert Judson, or is Robert Judson's coming up to talk to you?
Doing that?
Are you talking on behalf of Robert Judson's, or is Robert Judson's coming and talking to me?
Anything.
Because Robert Judson's has not approached me.
I was
The
the owner of one of
The owners of Robert Judson's needs to come talk to me.
them. Okay.
That's how it goes.
All right. I'm good. Thank you.
Doug,
Yes.
good park. I would really like to see that gate get closed every night.
Okay, it's whatever the council wants to do. We've been back and forth on this Hood Park gate. As far as I remember, 15 years.
Yeah.
Close it, don't close it, close it, don't close it. Council said close it, but when it's closed and things happen, my officers, if the gate's closed, they go down there, turn around, they leave. They're not gonna get out, unlock the gate, go driving through there. It's just not convenient. If we're locking it to keep people out, we're gonna assume people aren't in there, but we know they're gonna walk in there. And that's why we keep it open, so we can drive through there and potentially find people walking, or even if we see vehicles in there, we run them out. If crime is being occurred and we get 911 calls and the gate's locked, that's just gonna slow down. As you know, we had an incident there a few years ago. That would definitely slow down the traffic from getting in there, but then they would just go somewhere else. Not to make excuses for that, but it's basically one of those things. The council wants it closed, make the decision, we close it up every night, but then there's gonna be times when it doesn't get, it's just, that turns into a hassle whenever I start getting people complaining in the morning that it didn't get unlocked. Well, it didn't get unlocked because by the time they want it unlocked in the morning, I had one officer on, if that one officer's on call, it's not getting unlocked when that person wants it unlocked so they get in there and walk. It's hard to make everybody happy. It's just like the 2 hour parking on certain streets, no parking on certain streets. We try to do what we can to make one person happy, but we make 4, 5, 10 others unhappy. So it's whatever the council wants to do.
I understand, I just, we go back and forth with Good Park, like you said.
I know.
And everything we do, whether it's security cameras, dusk to dawn lighting, gates, it's all just deterrence. It's just tools in a box of deterrence. I mean, because nothing's going to keep them out if they want to go somewhere. I lock my front door, it doesn't mean it's going to stop somebody from coming through my house, but it's going to slow them down, or it's going to deter. I assume that all the officers will have a key to the gate.
It's city lock.
Yeah, so everybody has a key to it that needs a key to it. So if they're, maybe I'm not following you correctly, but if they're in there doing a patrol and they get a call, then yeah, leave, don't worry about blocking the gate behind you. You're on an emergency call, that's understandable. But any other time during your normal time, just get out, unlock it, go do a patrol, leave, get out, relock it, get back in your car and do it.
Well, I can't hold my officer's hands to do it. I can't tell you whether or not they're gonna go in there if it's locked, but if you want to lock, we'll lock it. But if it doesn't get locked, it's because an officer.
Which is to me, it's very disappointing. We
stay
in, I tell my drivers to close the gate behind them when they make a fuel delivery, and I expect they do it, so that's.
Right, so once we secure a place, we shouldn't have to go back in, just for routine patrol, there's no cars there. And the only person that would be in there after it's locked is somebody walking.
Yeah.
We're not gonna see those people in the dark. If they see us coming in, because they know the gate's locked, they're gonna hide. We're not gonna see them. So once it's locked, there's no reason to patrol it. But if we want it locked, if you want it locked, all we gotta do is tell me what time to lock it, and we'll do our best to lock it at that time. But that's gonna be a council decision on what time we lock it.
Correct, yeah.
Well, you know, years ago, we talked about, Tony talking, and we talked about locking the park, and we talked about putting a gate along by Head Start, way back there, so that people could not get in vandalized, they'd have to park there to go in to vandalize it. You know, it'd be harder for them to get in to vandalize it, we locked it right there down the road by Head Start. We can go ahead and open it up and then close it. And that'd be a lot harder for it to be vandalized, because if they park way down there, they're not gonna go vandalize it, they're gonna heck with it. So we were gonna put a gate right through there by Head Start somewhere.
Well,
Do you think that's still?
from the vandalism that we've had in the past, a lot of us been walking in there.
I just wanna bring that up, because we did plan to put a gate there. Like you tell the people, heck, I ain't gonna vandalize it, because they had to walk that far. But, you know, the council can think about it, I can talk over and give a recommendation, we'll just see.
Just let me know what you want to do.
Sure. Alright, thanks, Doug.
Move on to bill number 2160. Motion for first reading.
Make a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into an agreement with Surf Pro of Rolla to provide cleanup services at the tourist center on Smith Street.
Move to approve the first reading.
Motion.
Second. Roll call.
Halbert,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Marcel.
Yes.
Motion to have the second reading.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Cuba, Missouri, on behalf of said city, to enter into an agreement with Surf Pro of Rolla to provide cleanup services at the tourist center on Smith Street.
Motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
All in favor? Roll call.
Aye.
We have a roll call, right? We have a roll call.
Marcel,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Halbert.
I declare bill number 2160 becomes special ordinance 926 on this 19th day of November 2024. Moving to old and unfinished business. Joyce, have any? Debbie?
A couple things. The airport committee met and, the guys at the airport are ready to proceed with putting the canopy on over the fuel tank before winter, so that's being taken care of. And the second thing is, where are we in getting a, item on the spring ballot for the marijuana sales tax? Are you aware of anything?
That is the first mention that I can recall.
Okay.
Since I
My
became-
understanding it
We talked
was.
about it in the very, very,
Right.
very beginning, like one of
Maybe
your first or
that's-
second days.
Okay, I
So
don't,
what does that-
Yeah.
Because there is a deadline of January 28th to get it on the April ballot, and clearly we don't want to pay for a special election, and that's what we're going to continue to do, and it makes sense to do when we're already paying for an election. It's my understanding, although I was not on the council, that it was approved or voted to have the tax, is that correct? We just have not followed through with getting it on the ballot.
Yeah, they wanted us to hold off, because we really didn't have nothing like that in this area. But I think Debbie's right, we should at least have it on the ballot
a tax
for marijuana.
for marijuana being sold as a
A
retail.
sales tax, yes.
Well, I think we have 3% to vote on, all the
That's
counties
what the
did.
state allows, I believe is 3%. And I know there's something going on in St. Charles County with that, but I think that's a dispute between the counties and the cities in St. Charles County. But like I say, I wasn't on the council, but if that's what was approved to do, then we probably need to go ahead and get it done.
Well, I
Because
appreciate you telling me about that. If it happened in early July, I don't remember, please forgive me about that. I will address that, do the best I can, estimate for you on the 17th of December. I don't know that on the top of my head, the timing for that.
January 28th. it has to be in the,
Yeah, I know
The
that's
ballot,
what the vote on.
find the ballot, appropriate language, and then to go through those steps under our ordinances.
appreciate it.
Thank you for your, I just appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Nothing.
Harold? Lane? I do. I want this, I think our next meeting will be in December, right? So I just want to wish all the citizens, community, and everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And I also want to take it on myself to apologize to McBride. As I close up every now and then, and I want to take the time right now to apologize to McBride for our attorney discussing. I know we all get aggravated, he hung up on her, but again, I've done that to people as well. I get aggravated, I don't want to listen to it. But I think we all need to show everybody respect and courtesy. So I want to personally apologize to McBride. I'm 100% behind him coming into the city of Cuba. Do whatever I can for him. But I'd like to everybody just to get along. And that's all I have to say at this time. I'm done.
Can you tell us, Kevin, when you set the meeting for December?
We're going to have Laney do it. What do you think?
I don't have a calendar right here in front of me. I could look at yours.
Okay.
17.
It's right there.
17.
It is. You sure do. You started to announce it's December 17th.
All right, so everybody good with that? All right. I need a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second? Second. All in favor?
Has to
Yes?
be roll call.
Oh, roll call. I would get roll call.
Frenzel,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Albert.
Yes.